somebody said something very profound to me, and I thought about it and I was like, I need to do food for thought. There was a time not too long ago where I was acting kind of not like myself, and I wasn't aware that this person knew me well enough to know that I wasn't acting like myself. So I don't know if you've ever been through that, but it's one of those situations where you're just kind of like going through the motions. You're kind of disconnected, right? But you're not trying to, so you don't see yourself as acting funny, acting weird. And this person was like, "Look, what's wrong? Like, what's the problem? Why? What's going on?" And I was like, honestly, I don't know. And I was being very serious. Like, I didn't know what the problem was. And this person was like, you know what? It's been a few days. I need to tell you this. And I'm like, okay, what are you, like, what do you want? And this person was like, look, you're an adult. And we've all, as adults, gotten to the point where there's things that we have to deal with that we don't really know how we're going to deal with it, and we're just annoyed with having to deal with it. And these things come up in various forms. And as this person is telling me this, I'm starting to get emotional, but I'm holding back the tears because I'm like, why am I getting emotional? I don't even think I'm upset. Like, I don't even know what's wrong. Why would I be? But the thing is, we always feel what we're blocking out. We just pretend we don't feel it. So I'm trying not to be emotional. So I just, I'm listening. But this person said something very profound that literally dried my eyes. They said, "You're an adult. We go through things. It's very tough being an adult, and it's not fun. You know, we have freedom, but do we really have freedom?" And this person said, so there's three types of situations. There's three types of people. Which one are you? And I'm thinking, what are you talking about? So then they say, okay, let me give you a scenario. We live in a world where rain occurs. God makes it rain. Or whatever, nature is nature. And sometimes it rains. Now, some people will see rain and say it's a blessing, right? And they'll go outside and they'll play in the rain, just be oblivious to their responsibilities, just literally just be in the rain and just, have a ball. Then you have some people who see the rain and they get mad and angry at God because it ruins their plans, or the the weatherman didn't make didn't say that it was going to rain that day. And then you have a third person who already had plans. They see the rain and they're like, oh shoot, okay, let me get let's see, where's my umbrella, or where's something to cover my head, or where's my hoodie, and they get what they need, and then they get in the car and they go do what they got to do. They handle their business. And on the way there to handle their business, they're listening to their music, like they're just enjoying what has been given. And this person was like, what person are you? And I didn't have an answer, because at the time I was like, you know what, I don't know. And so, it being a rhetorical question, it made me think, the only difference that as adults that we have is how we deal with negative situations. That's the only difference between what makes certain people who they are, as far as effort, and as far as mood and mental stability. Because we all experience somewhat of the same types of scenarios, in different forms and different fashions, but the consistent thing is, how do you respond to situations, which is where responsibility comes in. How do you respond? How are you able to respond to things that need to be done or dealt with? And that was so profound to me, because it wasn't someone saying, get your shit together. It was someone saying, what you're going through is normal. But what you are doing now could be better, depending on what type of adult you want to be. And so what it did was, it alleviated the pressure that I felt like I'm not doing enough, or what I'm feeling it because I've done it to myself. Or just like these petty, victimized, just, stuck, depressed energies. And I thought about it and I said, you're right. Like, yeah. How am I going to respond to the rain? Because the rain is going to be finished eventually. It doesn't rain forever. And on top of that, God is the one who allows it to rain, and God is the one who allows it to stop. I don't have control over the rain, but I have control over how I get to and from. One thing that I can do is thank God for an umbrella. One thing I can do is thank God that I have my own car to be able to drive to where I need to go to, even with the rain. You know, there's so many ways to look at it. Not just to be content with what you have, but to want more, and to thank God for the ability to be able to achieve more and to go after more. And that to me was just so profound. Are you going to be the person who's mad at God because it rained? The person who, forgets their responsibilities because it rained? Or are you going to be the person who finds an umbrella, thanks God for today, and prays before they get on the road to go to where they have to go? And there's no right or wrong answer, but they all have their own destinies, those people. And it's up to you to decide. And that gave me so much freedom, but also so much protection in that moment, because I realized it's not all on me, because I don't control everything. The only thing I can control is how I respond to things. And that in itself is a feat, honey, okay? That is something that you genuinely have to work on. But it gave me the courage and the motivation to do and just be better for myself, because I'm not the only one doing it. And sometimes that's all we need to hear. You're not the only one. So that was my message. Thank you for listening.